another part to this. Yesterday, we got through video 18, and what I tried to do very unsuccessfully was try to get testing set up in C. Ran into a little bit of issue with CMake and how to get my library linked into my test main file. And then after the stream, I finally figured out what was going on. Well, first of all, apparently in Mac OS you can't create a symlink in like one of your library paths. I forget which one because I didn't watch last night's video again to see what it was. I guess I could check my command history, but anyway, there's a folder that Mac doesn't let you link or symlink binary files into, so or dynamically linked libraries to or anything like that. So, so that was that. But I did find out that really all I needed yesterday, instead of fiddling with all the paths and everything like that, all I really needed to do was link my user local lib, which apparently had the lib criterion library already in it. So this is all working now. The reason why we were getting the lib curl issue with trying to well, the lib curl issue with this, where it kept on just printing out in my debug messages the curl error, or that it found the curl library, is because I didn't clear my cache. So after I did reset cache and reload project, all of a sudden CMake was finally telling me the reason why my binary wasn't being loaded, or telling me that my criterion library wasn't being loaded, and then finally I was able to put in that link directories to my user local lib, and all of a sudden I can now compile everything. So that's the great news. So that's where I'm going to start off now. Is I'm just going to run the file I was trying to run yesterday, which is the test file, and it works fine. It works exactly how I would expect it to. So I guess next steps is to actually start trying to figure out my test to even begin to do the parameter parsing. There's a couple of things I need to take care of first, and that is actually get a setup working in my test, and just looking back at my main file, I realized that there is a lot of things that I need to take care of to get to this point. But the good news is I don't have to deal with any of the socket stuff. I don't have to deal with any of the thread stuff. It should be just as easy as creating a couple of buffers and creating some instances of my lexer, and then creating an instance of my parser, and I should be able to get to this point relatively easily, where all I'm going to do for my test cases is pass in some string, which is going to represent an IRC command, and then I can actually do some testing with it. So up to this point, videos, this is going to be video 19, so video pretty much 2 to 18 so far have been me making what I like to think of as, in object-oriented sense, classes to where I can easily compose and put together so I can have some form of testing. This will not be without problems, but hopefully tonight or over the next hour I can try to get that all in working order. Cool. So so let's just start off with the basics. The lowest hanging fruit that I need to get working is the actual parser. So I need to figure out what is required to compose it. So I need a lexer And then my Lexer needs the line buffer. Wow, that's all that's required. Nice. Okay, well this shouldn't be so bad then. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started get started in doing that. I'm going to try to create the Lexer and parser once for all my test cases. I don't know where sweet name is coming from and test name is coming from, but the syntax is yet to be learned by me for this particular library. But so globally speaking, I'm going to have my Lexer and parser, and then what I should do in my test is, well, I guess I could also create an instance of my actual line buffer here, and then it should just be as easy as me pushing onto the line buffer, and then it will handle the rest. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to think of what I need. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think it's important to keep in mind that whatever I define here and here should be ran, I think, per test, whatever this is. So if I do everything globally, then it'll just create all these things, tear them down, create all these things, tear them down for each test. I don't necessarily want that, I guess, but I mean, I could always get around that by not putting things into the setup and tear down. But the setup and tear down are nice for, at least in my experience with like C# or PHP or something like that, to actually put some global things in there. But this is C, so it's not quite the same. All right, so I'll just get started with having a pointer to my Lexer. So IRC Lexer pointer, and then I do that. I could make him const, but that could be weird because I'm not passing in constant variables into my other structs anyway. So IRC message, what do I call it? IRC message parser. I'm going to put that as parser. I'm going to go ahead and put this as a vertical tab so I can reference it. Nice and easy. Okay, so STS header, so I need my buffer, so I have my parser, IRC message parser, pointer to that, Lexer. I need my STS header queue, so STS, what is that, header, and then I'm just going to call this line buffer. I'm going to stick to my normal coding style here and just do underscores. Okay, now I need to start including things. So, okay. STSQ, STSQH. I'm going to include the IRC. In this case, I don't know. I don't think I need to. Yeah, they could just be single quotes. They don't have to be, I don't think, but IRC Lexer .h include IRC message parser .h. I don't think I need to have a dependency on token because I don't think I'm going to be using that anywhere. So, ooh, can I not find it? Oh yeah. Just do that. Okay, so we have the okay, so I definitely need an IRC message. H. Cool. So that should be all I need there. Might as well go ahead and allocate everything before and after. Because why not, I guess. Good practices. We'll just call it that. Okay, so let's see here. How am I allocating some of these things? Okay, so Q is going to be unbuffer.create, or is it stsq.create? I think that's all I need. Yep. Ooh, am I not deallocating that anywhere? I should probably deallocate that. Unless I'm deallocating it somewhere else. Yeah, I don't think so. Gotta make sure to do that. Okay, and then free line buffer. I don't think it should complain, but and then I'm going to do my lexer. So my lexer is going to be IRC or allocate IRC lexer. I'm going to pass in the buffer. Okay, and then my parser is going to be allocate IRC message parser. I'm going to pass in the lexer. And then I'm just going to go ahead and free the deallocate lexer, and then deallocate message parser. Oh, I misspelled it as par-er instead of parser. I'm going to add some underscores to denote that these are private. Oh. Uh-oh. Moving so fast I freaked it out. Alright. Could just do this on one fell sweep, but I haven't set up any of my key bindings in C-Line. So, and plus this keyboard, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm definitely not used to working with it on this Mac. You'd think I would be by now, but I am not. And then I think I just need to call destroy on that, as a matter of fact. Let me verify that. I think STSQ destroy. Okay. And then here, let me do a quick search to make sure I have that. Destroy. Huh, yeah. That's okay. Well, I don't know. Let me do a quick search real quick. I'm really curious now. Aha. Interesting. Okay, so the lexer is going to destroy it. Okay. This problem I have with C2 is you kind of have to keep in your head who's in charge of what memory. In this case, the lexer is in charge of the line buffer. So, okay, let's build it. I don't think there should be any issues. Yeah, there's no issues. Okay, then what I want to do is let's see if I can actually just copy all of this, and then I should be able to paste it in here, and given a single line I should be able to get wrong key button. And with a single line, I should be able to have this all working nice and dandy, except yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. I'll just break it. I mean, I don't need to, but yeah, I think I'll just well, I probably should. Does that match up with the? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of the while true. That's not really needed. We've already allocated the parser, so okay. All right, just deallocate the message after the fact. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Oh geez. I think I prefer using Mac keyboards on Windows computers as opposed to Windows computer or Windows keyboard for Mac computer. Just go ahead and pass that in, parser, and okay, so technically speaking, I should be able to do line buffer dot push, not dot, push, oh wait, no, I keep forgetting. This is not object-oriented programming. Q.push, and then get the line buffer in there, and then yeah, just okay, and then go ahead and put my string in there. Okay, so I need to have a fake message that I want to use, so I'm going to have a prefix. We're going to call this 192.168.1.1 because why not? Followed by a space and a command of help because why not? And then some parameter and then some param to end it. I need to make sure to include the actual carriage returns. So the was it /r/n or is it n? Or wait, hold on, I can check this out real quick. Okay, /r/n. All right. So nothing's responsible for freeing the string here, and there really shouldn't be. I don't think it needs to be a pointer that needs to be freed. If it is, maybe I need to reconsider my design a little bit. Let's see here. Don't remember if I'm freeing it or not. Ooh, that could be a problem. Oh wait, no, yeah, I'm freeing it. Okay, so I do need to have it to be dynamically allocated. Well, that's kind of lame. Char pointer. I don't even know. This would be worth for me to Google at some point how to just like create dynamic memory of a string. I mean, I guess what I could do is I could have it as the I could do something like this, and then I could do char input equals char pointer and do a malloc size of char times the str length of input buffer, and then do some sort of copy, so strn cpy, destination is going to be input, and then it's going to be the input buffer to do a copy to that. Then we're just going to go ahead and push it in there. input, and this should be freed at the end of the line. So I think I'm okay in that regard. Let's see here. Why is that not working? Probably because I need to include the header file for that. So string. Okay. Oh, I did str and copy. I meant str copy. Okay, we'll put in string in there. Okay. Cool. We push it in. I'm freeing the current line no matter what, so I don't have to worry about freeing it myself. It will always be freed whenever the Lexer is freeing things. And then technically, I think I should be able to compile and run it, and I should get something. The pointer being freed was not allocated. Did I not pass in the right thing? Well, that don't make sense. I find that odd. I wonder what it's referring to. Let me run it in debug mode. Let's see if I can get a breakpoint out of this. No. Am I using input buffer anywhere? Here, and here. It's entirely possible that something's trying to free it before we even get to this point. Yeah. Which leads me to suspect that maybe my Lexer works a little too good. So this is why we do unit test. Because I suspect it's breaking right around here. Yeah, just as I thought. Like it's kind of breaking right before we get to here. Let's see here. Oh, it's not even hitting that breakpoint. Okay. Well, now I'm confused. Interesting. I wonder why my debugger's not working. That's kind of lame. Should be able to do it just fine. I wonder if it thinks that it's like, for some weird reason we're in release mode. Let me check my configurations real quick. Yeah, they all seem to be all right. Alright, well, I can try to just break it here. I doubt that's going to do anything. Oh, okay. Nope. Yeah, it didn't hit the breakpoint. Yeah, I don't like it when my debugger just doesn't want to work. I think breakpoints and in tests especially are super helpful. I doubt we're getting here. Oh yeah, I know. I'll try to put it in the constructor here, see if at least the breakpoint hits on that. Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, there's something weird with this or with this particular binary. Real quick, I'm gonna run a quick test on my other binary. We're gonna switch to that one, and then we'll see if I can get down to here. Okay, so debugging works fine on that binary. So it's the test one that it doesn't want to work on. Interesting. Another CMake issue, perhaps. Well, at least this happened. Like, at least the warning says the test suite crashed during its tear up and tear down. Well, now I'm curious as to when the tear down and setup actually happened. Because I would expect them to happen, one happens first, ideally the setup, and then after the teardown it would go ahead and do things. And I would also expect there to be a print. So let's go ahead and we'll just do input and we'll do %s. Go ahead and run it. Well, that part's fine. Now, I am curious where this comes in at. I wonder if it's like already there or something. Oh, probably for this. Probably runs in some sort of thread. Oh, shoot. I didn't think about that. Interesting. Well, that could be a problem if this is running in a thread. The only thing in this entire application that is thread safe right now is the line buffer, believe it or not. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove the necessity for the tear up and down. Then we'll go ahead and comment this stuff out. Get rid of the statics here. And then go ahead and do our allocating down here. And our deallocating below that. And then go ahead and comment out this stuff and see if we get anywhere. Okay, so now we're getting the crash in here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that it has to do with the fact that somewhere in my Lexer, it's go ahead and trying to free that line. Or somewhere else. I'm having difficulty telling right now. Be nice if I could breakpoint. Is it happening before the... Yeah, breakpoints are useless. Dang it. I don't like that. Just another thing for me to Google this weekend. Why doesn't C-Line's breakpoint thing work with this library? Probably because something else is executing it. Oh, that's annoying. If something else is executing this, then I guess it makes sense that the debugger can't inject its, well, for lack of a better word, breakpoints into the code. Because something else is executing this. So it's not able to attach the process or something. Okay, so maybe the issue is that it's not necessarily a threading issue, but that is something to consider because we did get interesting output, but who knows if there is an issue with that because of the pointer. I can't tell right now. Maybe someone watching might be able to tell that. Guess we'll just have to take it one thing at a time. Assert Lexer current line not equal to null. You know some serious things are happening when we start throwing asserts all over the place. What's the command? Alt space maybe? Or, oh geez. Okay, it doesn't have any. Alright, let's see if that gets hit. Worth a shot. Oh, assertion failed. Okay. It'd be nice to know when this is called, though. I'm not sure. I wonder if it's like after the fact. Like, what if everything's working A-OK, and then after the fact it decides to crap out? But it would be helpful for me to actually look at my function for here. Oh. Okay. I am dumbass of the year. Okay. How would anyone know that? Alright. I'm going to put a stop to this. Wrong header file. Yeah, I'm gonna put a stop to that. Like that's not cool. If in the middle of my stream here, and I'm already forgetting what frees what. This frees the. Oh wait, no. I keep trying to put it on the wrong deallocate there. I forgot that there's two in this file. This frees the parser and the lexer within the parser. I might want to change that because that is not cool, I don't think. My viewers watching, feel free to comment on YouTube or here as to whether or not you agree with that approach of me trying to free memory like that, because clearly I ran into a little bit of an issue with it, and it's not entirely clear what I'm doing, but it kind of does make sense that I do need to deallocate the lexer prior to freeing the parser, but at the same time, though, it's just a pointer. So I should be able to deallocate the lexer whenever I want, but here I'm making the message parser my actual caller to do that. I don't know how I feel about that, so I'm open to suggestions. Okay, let's see if that actually did anything for us here. And sweet, cool. Let's undo my comments then. Now that I know what I'm doing, hopefully, whoops. Once again, the key bindings, right. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that lexer. Cool. Go ahead and get rid of all this nonsense then to clean things up. There we go. Build it. Any errors? Nope. Let's run it. Cool. Now, I don't have any assertions in here, but I should ideally see two outputs, and I'm not. So let's actually do an assert. Okay, cr assert that message. Okay, I bet it's null. Well, it didn't tell me if it passed or not. I mean, I guess it did. Okay, so we know it's null. Probably, okay, so I think the reason why I would want that while loop there is because I know that it kind of runs through a couple of iterations before, at least as far as the IRC stuff is concerned, it will try to run through a couple of iterations. And I'll just do a break. So that way, well, no, I don't want to do a... let's see how I handle it here. I could try some of this stuff. I do want some break conditions, so I think after I do the first deallocation, I'll do my break. And then until then, I'm just going to not have it sleep, but just run. And then let's see if we get any output. Yep, and we do. Sweet. So this is a bug I might want to fix too. Because at some point I'm going to want to try to like litter this with buffer bits. It was kind of wonky in how I originally did the message parser camparge originally. I was never a fan of what I did with that originally. So I think I might try to want to fix that too, but so far so good. I'm really pleased with what's going on so far, and we're only about 39 minutes in, so this is great. I should be able to test my parameters to see if they're working. I want to say in no time, but not really. We all know that's going to take a few more videos. Maybe quite a bit. Cool. So I'm not entirely sure like what the suite is versus, so I'm guessing I can run multiple suites, and this is just the test that I'm specifically running right here. So I'm thinking what I'm might do. No, that don't make sense. So I don't like having to. I don't want to write all this crap every single test. I just want to return a message. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create a private function real quick that's just going to do all this and just return me back the IRC message that I want, and then I'll handle the deallocation later. And then I can get rid of this debugging stuff here too as well. So let's do that. Oh, so well, I can't tell if that's a lowercase I, but okay, I'm horrible with names, but Igloo Kid. I hope I didn't butcher that. Just said IRC turned 30 on Thursday, I think. I had no idea, but that's pretty sweet. 30 years. Oh, man, it's a long time. And the chat is still around, too, so I don't see it going away anytime soon either, so that's pretty neat. Despite Slack's best efforts. Where was I? I think that's what I call it, IRC message. Yeah. And then I'm just going to keep this as just a chart pointer, non-allocated. So maybe in the future of my testing, I can add in like multiple things and can try to run through multiples at a time. But for right now, I only care about one-liners lines in my testing because I'm focusing on testing the parsing aspects right now. So I might even like rename this file at some point too to kind of reflect that. But for now, this will do. Okay. I don't know. I need to remember my own syntax. Let's see here. Excuse me. So I'm going to take care of this. Move that out. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in here. Let's see. What do I need to do? I need to get the length of the line being passed in. We're going to go ahead and allocate and copy. Push it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this debugging information, try to create the message. We're not going to do a deallocate, so we're just going to do a break and then just return the message. And then we can get rid of that break. Otherwise, return null. Okay. Which may never be reached. Huh. This will be an interesting test. I probably should have some sort of counter in here at some point. Cool. All right, so I need to remember to deallocate that message. So deallocate message, and then we're going to call that. So struct, what's it? IRC message equals get message, and I'm going to put in the input buffer. That is totally incorrect. I need to give it a name. And message. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an insertion. So I'm going to I'm not going to worry about nulls. At this point, I'm just going to assume that, well, I mean, I guess I could be a little defensive and be like, you know, if, you know, message equal to null, then CR assert false. Or is it STD bull? Yep, there we go. Well, I wanted that. I shouldn't have deleted that. Okay, so str case compare. I want to check that the message command dot command name is help, and then that needs to equal to 0. And if this assertion fails, then we know that everything is not good. We don't need that null check any longer. Let's run it. Oh boy. Error, passing struct, anonymous struct to parameter const char. Oh. Does that require a constant? I mean, I guess I could, like, do something like that, I guess, maybe. I've never done constant cast before, so I have no idea what I'm in for here. Should just be able to do one of these numbers and then get the reference to it or something, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Now I really want to know what this prints out. Wonder if that'll even work. I hope it's not some like garbage BS or something. Well, I definitely didn't want to print it. So that's probably why it didn't work. Yeah. Well, so much for the breakpoint. Dang. Dang. I do not know how to cast this into a char constant. Oh my gosh. Let's make sure that that's the error that we're getting, to make sure that's just the type. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It says I'm passing an anonymous struct, but that's not true. The name... the name of the message here should say... Oh, I see. Okay. Wow. Should have just looked at that. And it passes the test. Well, I feel pretty good about this. Well, I'm really excited to actually try some test-driven development, I guess, with my command parsing. This will definitely make that a lot easier. Now I don't have to worry about being connected to the server. Don't have to be worried about connecting to whatever. I just pass in a string. I parse it out, see if it works. Cool. A lot faster than trying to load IRC every single time. I think I'm actually at a good stopping point. I'm a little early, about 10 minutes or so before I usually stop things, but I have some other things I would like to do tonight. Okay, so this will be YouTube video number 19. The commit message for this will reflect the date of the live stream, which will be 08 20 something 2020. Oh gosh, I have no clue what the days are anymore. 08 or 2018 08 24. And then also this project can be found at my GitHub page at github/fredlol, at repositories Elastic IRC Bot. Everything can be found here, including the actual YouTube numbers for each commit. So yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave comments and things on YouTube channel, which is right below this stream. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.